Have you ever wondered what the Bible says about the end times? It's a topic that has fascinated people for centuries. Many scholars look to specific prophecies, particularly in the book of Daniel, to understand what might be coming. One of the most discussed prophecies is found in Daniel chapter 9, which talks about a period of 70 weeks. Many interpret these as 70 periods of 7 years, with the final 7-year period being what's often called the tribulation. So, what kicks off this final 7-year countdown? According to this interpretation of Daniel 9:27, it begins when a future leader, often referred to as the Antichrist, shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. The word covenant here is often understood to mean a treaty or a pact, and the many is believed to refer to the nation of Israel and possibly other nations. This verse is seen by many as the starting gun for the final 7 years of this prophetic age. The focus, then, is on a significant peace agreement involving Israel. For decades, the world has watched the Middle East, a region of constant tension and conflict. Peace has been an elusive goal, with countless attempts at negotiations, treaties, and accords. Think about the Camp David Accords, the Oslo Accords. All were historic steps, but a comprehensive, lasting peace has remained out of reach. Prophecy students believe that the ultimate peace deal, the one that starts the clock, will be unique. It won't just be another temporary ceasefire. It will be a landmark agreement that seemingly guarantees Israel's security. This future leader who brokers the deal will likely be seen as a masterful diplomat, a peacemaker on the world stage. He will likely rise to power with promises of stability and solutions to the world's most complex problems. His ability to succeed where so many others have failed, by orchestrating a peace treaty involving Israel, will earn him global admiration and trust. This confirmation of the covenant isn't about him creating it from scratch, but rather strengthening or making firm an existing agreement or negotiation. The world will likely celebrate this achievement as the dawn of a new era of peace and safety. Now, according to the prophecy, in the middle of this 7-year period, things take a dramatic turn. Daniel 9:27 continues, "And in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease." This is interpreted to mean that 3.5 years into the treaty, the same leader who brought peace will break his promise. This act is often linked to the rebuilding of a Jewish temple in Jerusalem, where sacrifices could be reinstated. The sudden stop to these sacrifices would be a profound betrayal of the agreement, and would mark a shift from a time of false peace to a period of great difficulty, often called the Great Tribulation. Jesus also spoke about this moment in Matthew chapter 24. He references the prophet Daniel, telling his disciples, "When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains." This abomination of desolation is widely understood to be the event that happens in the middle of the 7 years, when the Antichrist defiles the temple and declares himself to be God. This is the moment that signals the beginning of the most intense period of trouble the world has ever seen. So, if we're putting the pieces together, the timeline looks like this. First, a prominent world leader confirms a 7-year covenant with Israel. This starts the prophetic clock. The first 3.5 years are a time of relative, yet deceptive peace. Then, at the halfway point, the leader breaks the covenant, commits the abomination of desolation in the temple, and the Great Tribulation begins, lasting for the final 3.5 years. This is why so many people who study Bible prophecy pay close attention to events in the Middle East, especially any and all peace negotiations involving Israel. They see these geopolitical movements not just as current events, but as potential signs of this prophetic timeline unfolding. The quest for a peace treaty is seen as a major precursor to the main event. It's important to remember that these are interpretations of complex biblical texts. Different scholars have different views on the details, the timing, and the identities of the figures involved. But the core sequence, a covenant confirmed, followed by a betrayal halfway through, is a central part of this eschatological framework. It's a framework that encourages believers to be watchful, to understand the times they are living in, and to hold on to their faith. The Bible doesn't give us these prophecies to scare us, but to prepare us and give us hope. The book of Revelation, which details the end of this period, ultimately describes a time when all sorrow and pain will be gone. It points towards a final resolution and a new beginning. The message for many is not one of fear, but of assurance that there is a divine plan at work. As we watch world events unfold, especially in and around Israel, it's fascinating to consider them through this lens. The ongoing search for peace, the shifting alliances, the political leaders who rise and fall, all of it takes on a different meaning when viewed from this prophetic perspective. It encourages a deeper look into the scriptures and a greater reliance on faith. This study of prophecy is not about predicting exact dates. In fact, the Bible is clear that no one knows the day or the hour. Instead, it's about recognizing the seasons. It's about understanding the signs that the Bible itself tells us to watch for. The confirmation of a 7-year covenant with Israel is, for many, the most significant sign of all, the one that says the final countdown has begun. It is a reminder to live with purpose and to keep our eyes on the hope that lies beyond the turmoil of the present age. Thank you for watching, and if you found this insightful, be sure to follow for more.